Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Absolutely Not Podcast. I'm your host, Heather McMahan. Welcome to a new year of the podcast. So excited to be back in the studio. I'm in the studio in LA right now. Why? Because we did the Golden Globes yesterday. And I have two of my favorite people in the world with me to also pepper in some color commentating. Ray and Tina. You're also helping me hold on. I'm holding on by a thread right now. We're holding on by a thread. I am running on no sleep. And I really wanted to start this year off with a bang. And we're just starting it off on pure adrenaline. So let's just get into it. We'll discuss all of the things.
Everything.
Ray, welcome to the podcast. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Tina.
Happy birthday. That was what's coming next.
It was. I had a whole setup. I had a setup. It is Tina's birthday as well today, and she's a sassy Capricorn, so we know she's got thoughts and opinions.
Always.
How are we doing? How was everyone's holiday?
You know, mine was great. I'm here. I'm still queer. We survived.
Yeah.
First family holiday where all of my siblings live at home minus me, so now I'm the black sheep. You know, before I had a sister who lived away.
Yeah.
And now I'm the bad egg. I'm the black swan.
I love this.
You know, but I came in and I thrived and I shined and I'm the prodigal son and he had returned.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what you really got as a gift for Christmas from Santa? Humility. And I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Christina, how was your Christmas break?
It was wonderful. You know, spent it at home in Westchester with the big fam. We shared a 2-bedroom apartment with my mother that she just, redid. So the sister and the boyfriend are in one room, and then me and my mother are sharing a king bed.
Yes.
So it was just all family fun.
Right.
And a lot of food and feelings. So
food and feelings, family fun.
But it's always fun. I like going to New York for the holidays. I always feel like it's the most festive around the holidays. And we got to twirl a little bit in the city. Well, Ray and I did for Thanksgiving while you were down back in Atlanta still.
Yeah.
But we twirled a little bit.
Do you know what Tina said today as we were driving through LA for meetings? She goes, you know what? It's a really weird concept that people in LA just drive to work. She's like, because we don't do that in New York. I was like, Tina, the only city in America where people are not actively always in their car is New York City.
Yes.
That's true, but that's all we know.
I know, but it's really, she was driving around in the alley today wow, people drive to work. I was like, you drive to work in Atlanta.
It's so frustrating to not be able to walk outside and just get what you need in 6 minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
It is wild to me. It's a real whack you in the face.
So are we going to work on patience this year?
No, but it's actually, I appreciated that fact while I was home for the holidays because I was like, Mom, I have to run out. And they they anticipate me being gone for an hour. But I'm so quick. It only takes 20 minutes. But then you're just cruising around like you're back in high school. Like I'm Lady Bird, crossing the train tracks, looking at the sunset, shopping for homes that I'm never going to buy in or live in because my family doesn't live in a nice neighborhood, or nice city. So we're doing it. I like it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to just say, because I wanted to break the news here first on the podcast.
How was your holiday?
Yeah. My holiday.
Break it down.
I'm going to break it down. Tina and Ray have been with me through this journey. Don't worry, I'm not about to announce that I'm pregnant. But I had a little work done over the break.
Just a little.
I had my neck done, and that's why I still look very swollen. I'm still in a little bit of pain, but I'm here. So I spent most of the holiday icing my neck, hiding from the neighbors, staying in the dungeon that is my basement, watching all the shows for award season. But I thought I'd share it with the podcast community first because y'all are my real ride or dies. You listen to me cry on here. You hold me up. We call in. You incriminate yourselves through the hotline. So I thought it was only appropriate that I came clean and let you know that I got a little stuff done. Now I'm going to look snatched in another 3 months, but it's still very swollen.
Well, don't you think you had to come clean because they would have figured it out on their own?
Yeah, but I've been posting on Instagram and nobody said a word. People are just saying I look a little bit younger. I haven't done anything to my face.
Yeah. Well, do you want to give them a profile?
Let's give a profile. Well, I'm still really swollen.
Don't.
I'm not going to give you a profile.
You haven't paid for that yet.
I haven't paid for that yet.
Download and subscribe and you'll get it.
Yes, you'll get it.
Yeah.
Also, I did not do a deal. Shout out to Dr. Rob, but I paid full price. They were like, we'll give you $500 off if we can use your photos on the internet. I go, honey, my photos are worth more than that on the internet.
And what was it like to pay full price for something? It's been so long for you.
Yes. It really sucked. It sucked paying full price.
For sure.
Yeah, I paid full price.
And
I'll take a nose. I will take a nose.
You were just thinking because you're Miss Golden Globes now that you're going to get a Black Friday deal on face surgery, and you didn't.
I didn't.
No.
I paid full price. But I wanted to do that because I wanted to be like...
Guarantee that you got the best.
Yes. Exactly.
Top product.
Top product.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you listening, I'd said all year, I was like, well, I want to get my neck done. I want to get my neck done. And then eventually you watch enough footage of yourself on television and you go, we got to tighten it up. Yeah. So I'm still very swollen. A couple of y'all DM me asking me if I had put on weight. I have not. My cheeks here, I did a chubby right now. And doing the Globes yesterday.
But it's natural to put on weight during the holidays anyway. So that's a fair question for anyone.
That is true.
I, in fact, didn't. But a lot of people did during the holidays. I did not.
Great.
But I'm still fat, so it doesn't matter.
Dude, you want to talk about humbling?
Yeah.
As much as I thought I felt so great in my dress yesterday, as soon as those Getty images hit, I looked 9 months pregnant, the bad angles, the light. I was just like, how do you look so different in person? And then these professional photographers come up. I'm like, do I look like that? Somebody just be honest.
I mean,
y'all were honest with me about my neck, so I got it done.
Well, I was never critical about your neck. Other things, but we'll address those later. You know what I mean?
Private,
Start small. We'll do experimental,
Yeah.
I think that I feel the same way. I mean, everyone's been like, you're on this running journey, you're running. And I was like, I nearly threw out my back and my knee. And then they see me like, I mean, you look a little different. And I'm like, oh, yeah, obviously, it's only been 3 weeks. Like
the amount of fucking effort that I put in
is a lot. And it's longer results.
Yeah, it's a journey.
When you have more to come back from, there's a longer road.
It's a longer road. But being on the red carpet, and Tina, I want you to chime in as well, because Tina had her first behind-the-scenes red carpet experience. We're going to talk all about the Globes, New Year's resolutions. We're going to get into it. But because y'all were boots on the ground, would you say overall theme, though, when you see these people in real life, like real stars?
Yeah.
What were the 3 physical takeaways? And not that it's all about how they physically look, but what are 3 things that you took away?
Well, I was going to say milky.
Milky skin.
That's, even though you said not physical, but I'm going to say milky because I've never seen, it's like the color of this table in front of us. And there is not a blemish. There's not a mark. They never had a weird birthmark that looked like the shape of Texas. Like, they don't have any of that.
Nobody has ever had a skin tag.
No.
No one has ever had to call their dermatologist and said, I got a weird skin tag.
Wait, no, I did say to her in her dress, I was like, your back lump has gone down.
Though. Oh, that's exciting.
That's really exciting.
So I will say, the weird hump that I had on my back that was technically like this weird, like bunch of group
pocket of fat.
It has gone down.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm very grateful.
Wait, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Maybe you just, all the resting from the surgery, you really just popped the pocket.
I really do think so.
And pressure.
Did it move anywhere else?
No, not yet. But I did see this thing on TikTok that said if you have, like, your armpits are supposed to be real intense pits. And I've always had kind of like puffy armpits.
I have that.
Oh, yeah.
I have that.
Yeah, we call it chicken nuggets. Like if you have if you're wearing a dress and a little thing, it looks like a chicken nugget hanging over.
Have that.
I've always had the chicken nugget.
Apparently it's called an armpit for a reason. And if we have puffy armpits, it's because we have we can't lymphatically drain.
Okay.
So I already knew that.
I already knew that. That's why I had to get my neck done.
Right.
Okay. When people are like gua sha, I'm like, motherfuckers, it's old age.
I need a gua sha private lesson. I can't figure it out. I can't either. I'm not like letting it out.
Opening the lymph enough.
I've got too much carpal tunnel to gua sha. Yeah, you know what I mean? We're typing every day. I'm holding a phone with a selfie. It's too much.
My fingers hurt. All of it hurts.
Yeah.
But one of the things that would really put me in my humble place yesterday is, I mean, I feel like the stars are getting tinier. Everyone has milky skin.
Everyone's really short.
Really tiny.
Short. Yeah,
I think that like we have to be reminded that like one of my friends always said that tall people attract tall people.
Yeah.
We are a tall group of friends.
Yeah, very tall group.
And it doesn't help that like Tina's not as big as we are, but we're like a bigger set. And that's okay.
Yeah.
And we are attracted to each other. Okay.
We find, because we're above everybody in the crowd, so we find each other.
Yeah, we're the giant above the clouds.
Yeah.
And they're all James down there. And you forget that like Ariana Grande is 5 feet tall.
Oh my gosh.
That is tiny.
And she had stilettos on.
I'm 6'1". That's a full foot taller than her. You're what, 5'9"?
5'9" with heels, 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, we're tall.
I wore Birkenstocks halfway, my little like rubber blue Birkenstocks.
Good for
because
you.
People kept coming up and I was towering over them.
Well, that was smart.
It's better for the look
and
too.
That's what we
Saves
call
your feet
an industry trick.
An industry trick. You couldn't see it at home, but I was only in heels for about 30
also,
seconds.
By the way, babe, you're out there hustling for a job. You know what I mean? And when we're in Hollywood, we have to slate, which is when we're auditioning, we have to give our height.
Yes.
And a lot lot of times you lie based on whoever else is in the movie.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be too tall next to the other person. And so that was smart of you.
Yeah.
That was smart. If you're out there
Downplayed.
Yeah,
you could definitely star opposite Adrian Brody, though I don't know the movie. I don't know what movie you would.
Well, I mean, if he plays like a, like a Hungarian baker next.
And then I could play the woman who comes and is obsessed with all of his pastries. Kind of like a baby reindeer, but it's Hungarian bakery. I like that. Yeah, the Hungarian croissant.
Yes.
I can see that.
Like if he played maybe a dairy farmer.
And I was the cow.
And you were,
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say the milkmaid, like the German.
It'd be a great milkmaid.
And then like the Lederhosen, the milkmaid. You kind of can do a German accent.
Absolutely. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Sprechen kein Deutsch. You know what I mean? Like you could do it. There's opportunities.
There was a lot of opportunity there, but I was really manifesting as people are coming down the carpet, which we'll get to in a second. It really was one of those moments where here I was already feeling a little insecure, like I'm still swollen from the thing, and I want to look like myself, and I was already seeing a little criticism or whatever. And then you get there, and I'm in this beautiful dress, and it photographs bad, and then I'm standing there, and everyone's just tinier and tinier, and everybody, like Hollywood, everyone is on Ozempic. There's not a single person there who is. Everybody lost 45 pounds over the fucking break. And they're just getting tinier and they're little munchkins. And I'm standing over them and I'm sweating.
And you're on this side of the carpet, on that side of the carpet. Yes. You know what I mean?
It was like, oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
But we're going to manifest pushing good energy out.
Yeah.
It's only up from here.
Yeah.
But I had to take a little time at the end of the year and do a little self-care.
Okay, good
so
for you.
And the reason I want to say it on the podcast, well, obviously I have a ton of new material from the neck job that is going to be, we're going to talk about on the Bamboozled tour.
So buy tickets at
heatherontour.com. If you want to know the funny shit, I'm going to tell you on the road.
You want to see the photos that'll never see the light of day except in person.
heatherontour.com.
Full slideshow.
Yeah, we are working, we're workshopping. There's video, there's notes, right? Don't you have cryptic notes you took at night?
I took a lot of cryptic notes.
A lot of notes that are going to be read.
I'm going to open, I think, the show with the video from when I was coming out of surgery. And
I love that.
My drive home was out of control.
The FaceTime I missed from you, and it's all going to be there.
But I think this is really full circle. Because, Ray, I wanted you to touch on something that really had you panicked the day of my surgery.
Okay.
Let me set it up. Let me set it up.
Oh, but do you want to save that for the tour, though?
No, I think...
Okay, you can talk about that? Okay.
Yeah. So, obviously, I've always been very transparent, and I told you guys, I was like, listen, I just want to get a little something done. I never want to look different. They didn't touch my face. I don't know how many times I can say that.
And also, the more transparent you are, the more shame is taken away from, being who you want to, looking how you want to look. That's something that men put on us.
Thank you, Ray.
Yeah.
But you're a man.
But I'm still going to get plastic surgery.
So I was already really nervous and going into it, but then the day of, I was like, I feel very confident about my doctor. This is something I want to do for myself. I'm taking a little time for myself, whatever, I'm doing it. And then Ray, you woke up that morning.
Yeah, I woke up.
And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it kind of coincides with the job on the Globes and then the job at the red carpet.
Circle. So basically, I'd known about your surgery. We'd all been sworn to secrecy and sent ransom notes. And basically, the morning of your surgery, I was at work and I saw this Instagram that came up, and it was the 10-year anniversary of Joan Rivers' death. Which, if you don't remember, she died doing a little bit of a procedure.
Yes, an endoscope.
Yes, and it wasn't supposed to be risky, but she died. And Heather is, as you guys know, a little woo-woo, conspiracy theorist TikToker, kind of leans into signs that aren't really there. She sees ghosts. It's a little bit kooky crazy. She sends YouTubes that the world is ending, even though it's not, and it hasn't ended in 10 years.
I thought you were just going to say, as you know, Joan Rivers' biggest fan. But instead, I apparently was at the insurrection. Go fuck yourself.
But basically, you really will walk away if you get a bad sign, which I do like sometimes. But I found out that day and I was like, oh no, this is bad. Like, this is not good. Like, she's going under right now. And I'd seen it right after you were supposed to go under, but you were late, so I didn't tell you. And then I called Tina, and I called one of your other friends, and I was like, okay, I don't think I should tell her, but I need to tell someone because I can't. If something goes wrong, it can't just be on me.
Right.
I cannot be fully accountable for not saying anything. Like, I need to talk this through. So basically, I just called Tina and I was like, Heather, I was with you the day you found out Joan died at SoulCycle, and you were distraught. You ran out of the gym. You screamed. It was name
of my memoir. Heather McMahan ran out of the gym.
Just ran out.
It was the only time I've seen her run. That and a sample at Costco. But it was, and I was like, this is a big deal. She's your icon. You have followed her path. She set a clear path. And I just felt, well, we can't follow her to the other side because I also don't know if you have enough on your resume to get you into the pearly gates. So I was concerned. So I called Tina and I said, Tina, this is the 10-year anniversary of Joan Rivers dying. She's going under the knife. And Tina goes, don't.
No.
She just goes, don't.
No.
Dry Tina.
No. Because I knew if the second you said something to her, she would have been like, we're scheduling. No.
You would have ran out of there so fast.
Quick.
You would have crashed your car.
But actually, it was the sign that you should be. I think Joan always went under.
Yeah.
She went under the knife all the time. She was so public about it.
Yeah.
It was a sign to do it on the 10-year anniversary.
And when you told me later, and I had like a very easy recovery.
I waited 3 weeks.
You really did.
I waited 3 weeks to tell you because I was nervous because I was like, how is she doing? Whatever. And it was going to take a while. And then I think you were worried like, oh my God, like, you know, am I going to look different? Whatever. And I was just like, I'm going to wait a while. I'm going to wait until she's like feeling really good and like can do it. Because I wanted to tell you and I knew it would mean something to you. I knew you would find meaning in it.
Yes, I would.
And I just was like, okay, Heather, I have to tell you something. You're in the clear, right? Like you had gone to the doctor twice after that.
Oh yeah, I was like didn't even bruise, nice recovery. I'm just really swollen, but I'm cruising around. I feel great. I'm clear to drive, like cruising around, going to get like a Starbucks or some shit. Yeah, and you're like, okay, you're safe and secure in your car. I need to tell you something. I was like, I had no idea what you were about to fucking tell me.
Yeah, because it could have been anything. A lot had been going on, whatever. And I just called you and was like, hey, so I didn't want to tell you, but Joan had surgery, died the day you had surgery, and I thought you'd walk out of the table and you're like, oh my God, I would have ran out. I would have ran out. I would have canceled that. You were like, they started me late. I literally could have run out.
Yes, there was other things that I think would have already deterred you that day.
There was already like a couple things. Like you got there early and then they started a little bit late. Yeah. And so you were like, oh, what am I doing? And then I was like, if I gave you one more thing, it was like, that was your final destination moment. Do you get off the plane or do you stay on the plane? But then I said a prayer after I talked to Tina and I talked to our other friend. And I said a prayer and I said, just let Joan be her guardian angel and tell that bitch to stay on earth because she hasn't done enough.
Yeah.
And to not let her come into the light.
We have to go on the road.
Yeah, she hasn't done enough.
And I need money.
I need to keep working. Although best friend dying changes your comedy career, so I would have been okay.
Yeah, that is true.
You know what I mean? I would have,
You would have somehow bought the rights to my story.
Yeah.
Fought Jeff in court.
I would have put a wig on and played you. You know what I mean?
My God, you know when people always ask me, who would you have play you? Ray.
Me. Yeah. I'll need a lot of plastic surgery to do that, but I could do it. You know?
You could do it.
I could do it. I mean, I am kind of the Margaret Qualley to your Demi Moore.
You really are? Oh. Because you're so much younger. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a sign. So it's full circle because, now you're following Joan's footsteps onto the red carpet. Which is like the whole thing because she did that as part of her comedy career. So
let's also break down why Tina was also like, no, just let it get it done. Because I had probably broken down to Tina in so many moments and been like, Tina, I feel like I'm betraying myself. I feel like this is who I am. I literally went into the day being like, I have my father's face. I don't how dare I destroy what my dad gave me? And Christina goes, shut the fuck up. She goes, your dad was a fat guy with a beard. All right. She's like, you're on national television.
Yeah.
I booked this appointment. You're going in there. You're going to feel great. And I was like, yes, ma'am. Okay.
You don't have a beard to
cover your
exactly.
And you're right on that because I'm a guy who can't grow a beard or have one, and so my chin shows. And I look at the men who have beard, and I'm like, that guy's fat under there.
If you were a guy, you would have had to have the surgery. Yeah, but you are perfect the way you are, obviously.
But that is another thing, it's still a thick neck. I'm still got wide traps. It's not like I've changed.
Oh yeah, that part hasn't changed.
That part hasn't changed. Yeah. But we just had to tighten it because I couldn't. I was like, every photo shoot I go on, they're like, there's a really dark shadow underneath your neck. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm late 30s. Yeah. But anyways, there's going to be a lot more material about that. But let's get into the Golden Globes of it all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, we're in the thick of award season. So I had so much fun working with E yesterday on the Globes. Critics' Choices this weekend. And Tina, this was your first time being on the carpet with me.
Right.
Out the gate, first impressions.
It's really unbelievable. And also, I think I said to you, I was so desensitized by the end of it. Yeah. To see that many A-list people in one place, you're like, wait, they all know each other. And you're like, wait, I'm shutting down. How doesn't Harrison Ford know Gene Smart that knows Timothy Chalamet? Like, everybody just knows each other.
They're all like sharing a vape and you're like, what is happening?
What is happening? Like, Catherine O'Hara walked by me in like 6-inch platforms. And I was like, how is this bitch doing this? Yeah. So it was cool to just see all that in one point in time, in one space. It was just a moment. It was cool. It was really, really out of control. And some people are just they're stars. Like, you see a movie star and you're like, I get why
It's the milky skin. It doesn't matter what ethnicity. They all have perfect skin.
And like we said, they all
have a long neck. And I said this a long time ago.
Yeah, really.
If you really want to be an Oscar winner, you have to have a long neck.
Gotta start wearing that stretchy thing.
I know, and I've been wearing like this wrap. This
the one that like elongates the neck. It like kind of looks like a metal clamp.
One of my nicknames, not nicknames, maybe a name I was called in high school was Ostrich.
Long neck? Oh, yeah, you do have a long neck.
I do, but it's, I don't know.
So we're all getting to the age where things are all starting to droop a little bit. But yeah, everybody has it. And it was like, usually people get a nice spray tan, but for some reason,
spray tan's out.
Spray tan's out. The memo
we have them. But
we will always have spray tan.
I don't have one. I'm naturally this color.
But it didn't matter any ethnicity. everyone was like, I'm going to just. No one has seen the sun in 9 months
except Jason Segel.
Jason Segel
was tan.
He was tan.
He
smelled good.
He's out there, bro.
Yeah,
he's walking around sunshine.
That's how I felt when I was like, wow, he's the only one with a tan.
Yeah. Well, he also clearly had been on Venice Beach all day, and then put on a suit.
Yeah, he ocean showered.
Ocean showered.
He really did. He had no belt on, which I thought was really funny. Not that you really need a belt. It wasn't a tux though, so I don't know. It was.
He was so handsome, and he was one of the only guys that was taller than me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And so that was
he
also
is a big guy.
He was a really tall guy, and when he stepped up, I was like, "You're the kind I like."
Yeah,
his beautiful girlfriend or wife or whoever
he's with. Yeah,
I was like, kind of nodded to her, and I was like, "Yeah, you got one.
Yeah,
we like him."
Was there no one else tall that you? Well, Coleman
was tall, but he wasn't that much taller
than me.
But also,
Coleman's for us. He's for the gays.
So,
yes, he's for the gays.
But Tina was there with Trace, who did my makeup. Wow. Shout out to Trace. One of the other reasons why I got my neck done. There was only so many times he could dangle a blender bomb underneath my neck. And he was like, it's getting a little soft under here. And I was like, fuck you, Trace. But it was so funny because I'd be doing a live broadcast, and then all of our friends who know you and Trace back home would see y'all in the background just staring and freaking out, gossiping. And
literally giggling at us gossiping about celebrities and what they were doing. And I think I told you guys the story of Jennifer Coolidge, and I think that there was so many times where I was like, are we giggling too loud? Are we going to be picked up by the EMMYS?
Yeah, like the audio.
Right. It was
what happened with Jennifer Coolidge?
Yeah. Okay. So we're at the end. So to set you up, you're at the end of the carpet before the bar, and then also the entrance into the ballroom. So everybody is stopping at the bar. It's like a bottleneck situation. They have the Moet guys are all there with the champagne and whatever. And everybody was walking past us. It was really wild. So all of a sudden, right behind us, we hear, "Stop yelling. It's not $1 million." And I was like, what? Who is that? And we turn around and she's like, "It's just my nail." And literally she picked up Jennifer Coolidge.
Her press-on nail.
Her press-on nail.
My girl. She probably did him in the car on the way there.
Literally. Yeah. She said, "It's not $1 million." What? She did not give a fuck. She loved it. Everybody around us was like, this woman is unhinged. And then she brought up her 3 overweight triplets during her presentation.
That speech at the Globes was odd when she was like, and I brought my 3 overweight triplets, Sheila.
If anyone knows who the Sheilas are, let us know.
Yeah. But she was so fantastic. And so Jen was watching a live broadcast before E came on, on a different channel. She was flipping through, and I think it was on CBS or somewhere else. They were showing a video of me flapping my purple cape on the red carpet, and the commentators are going, and Jennifer Coolidge has just shown up wearing purple.
And they
thought I was Jennifer Coolidge. And I was like, oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, which is an honor. And that is one thing that I am manifesting. In 2025, I want to do some sort of buddy comedy with Jennifer Coolidge.
I love that.
I could play her sister. I could play a niece. I could play her daughter.
I feel like it would be better if the setup is that, because you're a little bit younger than her, not by much. And what you play the replacement wife. You are the second wife to her husband's first wife. And then you find out perhaps that your husband that you married and she's your enemy, but then he's cheating on you too. And then you two then have to take him down.
You team up.
But isn't that the theme of the movie that Kate Upton was in?
Yes, but I think that was, but that was the other one. But it's still different. Movies get made all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a business. Maybe it's they replace you. Maybe you're the model, whatever. It's something like that.
Maybe I could also be your body double in something.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And then you get kidnapped.
Yes.
Because they think, Yes.
Y'all just marinate on it. This is a think tank. You see where we're going.
We're going with it. This is how movies get made. This is how movies get made. So we came up with an idea based on a nail falling on the red carpet, and then we hashed it out, and the next thing you know, we're at A24 with the movie deal.
Wow.
Yeah, period.
So
it was a whole day of, and the carpet was backed up. So the way the carpet was set up, it was like a mad rush towards the end.
It was backed up like somebody coming back from vacation from the holidays.
Amen. But it was wild. And it was so funny to turn around at commercial breaks and to see Tina's face. And she's like, Glenn Close!
Yes, loved it. Because also there's a lot of, I was also saying this, there was a lot of like fans at the end of the carpet that were there.
They're like staged to cheer them on, right?
No. I mean like on the carpet. And
I think they were like international producers.
The Hollywood Foreign Press people that I was saying like,
yes, the Hollywood Foreign dignitaries.
No one spoke English and they were all just stopping Nicole Kidman to take
because
photos.
Again, for those of you who don't know, the Golden Globes are awarded by the Hollywood Foreign Press. So that means like all the people that watch the movies internationally. Yeah. And that's they're writers, they're journalists, those are the ones voting. That's exactly how it works. So that makes sense. It's like the people, it's like billionaires who own those outlets.
That's what it
the
felt
media,
like.
They own the media outlets over there. It's the Succession people abroad.
Yeah.
But it's like they all brought their cousins and their nieces and nephews who did not know how to act on a red carpet to harass celebrities.
But I will say they got a picture with every single A-list person. They had no shame. Ariana did not care. They went straight up to literally everybody. So there was that.
And we have a picture with nobody.
And I literally have a picture with no one. She was amazing. I couldn't believe I got to do an interview with Ariana. She was so kind, so great.
She is such a little sweetie.
Yeah. She's a star. She's a star.
She is a star. Definitely when I saw her, I was like, oh, that's a star. Kate Winslet, that's a star.
And how did it feel in that moment for you to now join a legion of journalists who are on the Wicked Press Tour?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Wow.
You joined.
So you are now in the Wicked Press Tour.
Put your hands in, kids. Defying gravity.
Yeah. We just held space for that.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. The wild thing was it was a hot change. And for the people at home who don't know what a hot change is, let me tell you, it's when you're on live television and you immediately go to another segment. So I was interviewing Jason Segel, I believe. I think it was him.
Or somebody. Yeah, I think it might have been him because you had to rap and then...
Yes, I think it was Jason Segel. And then I had my producer in my ear going, hot change, Ariana. And I'm like, Ariana, who? And I just turned like the Nicki Minaj, Ariana. And I turn around and she's just like levitating, literally like a little angel.
In the bubble.
In the bubble.
Literally.
In her vintage Givenchy dress. And I'm like, it's Ariana? I could not believe it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was really crazy behind you, what was happening is I guess her PR person was like, do you have a scissor? And I was like, a scissor? No, I don't have a scissor. She's like, we need a scissor for her dress. So me and Trace are then in our bags looking for something to cut something off of her
like
literally vintage Givenchy. And I was like, do you want a car key? She's like, we cannot use a car key. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have it. I was so sad because
you were like, why don't I carry scissors with me everywhere?
Now forget it. I'm literally taking my baby scissors everywhere. It must have been like a tiny piece of thread, and that's what they
got stuck on one of those beads or something because it was beaded right at the top.
That's what bead is.
Yeah, they wanted it before they went in. Oh, it was one of those things. I was like, she has no idea.
No,
she's answering these questions, and that's what was happening behind her.
But it's really crazy because people don't know this from while you're at home. I have a producer in my ear. I have producers that are behind the camera. Then I have a producer that's working with the publicist on the carpet, grabbing the talent. Then everyone's fighting behind me. Then towards the end, so Ariana and I are chatting and they're making announcements. Everybody get in the theater, screaming over the loudspeaker. Get in the theater.
Like the bar is closing.
The bar is closing.
Yes.
Like, come get your drunk uncle and get to your table.
Yeah,
that's
it's
how
last
loud
call.
it is.
It's last call.
They're so loud, and they're like doing a sweep. Like the security is like pushing everyone down. It's a bottleneck situation.
Oh, they're like herding cows.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The pen is this big. It was.
And I turn around and Tina has somehow procured a margarita. And she's like, I got one for you. You're off in 8 minutes. You did so good. Ariana. And I'm just like, this is so
It was
insane.
unhinged.
Jennifer Coolidge has lost her fingernail.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just so
I think
wild.
also what I had never really realized about those kind of carpet situations, especially at the end, is that there's people like lined up to talk to you.
Yeah.
That happened throughout the night where you had people ready to go for an interview and either E says, no, we're going to the next one. We're not going to go with you. Or they don't want to wait, which it's up to them. It's their prerogative to keep going because also they've probably already done 10
interviews,
15 interviews. And if they already hit E, they already hit it like an affiliate.
Yeah, they could have done it with Zuri at the front of the carpet.
Or they're like staged somewhere else. They have to be somewhere else at a different time.
There's so many different moving parts.
Yes.
So even if I prepare 600 note cards and I still got people
you did.
that I didn't know were even going to be on the carpet.
Right.
So it is the hardest job because you are on your toes. You have no idea what's going on. And then you kind of have to seem cool, calm, and collected while the publicists are duking it out.
They're literally duking it out.
Right.
Duking it out.
Right.
And then you've got, the Hollywood Foreign Press fucking taking
Literally
Polaroids
selfies everywhere.
Jennifer Coolidge just lost her fingernail. Tina's getting margaritas. She's looking for scissors. I mean, it was a shit show. Meanwhile, I'm standing there and I'm like,
she's trying to make sure her neck doesn't fall off her face.
I was like, my neck is so tight right now. I can't turn. Do I look swollen?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. You did it. You looked great.
We did it.
Yeah, you looked great. Obviously you were trying to get Glenn Powell.
Okay.
And he went to Zuri.
And
which
listen,
you love Zuri.
Yes.
I love Zuri. Zuri's in the number one spot.
Yeah.
I'm support.
Yeah.
Zuri's the girl.
And to explain that, Zuri is like the first E outlet right after the big step and repeat with the flowers behind and all of that.
So basically like the carpet's like a Monopoly board.
Yes.
And you are at Park Place.
Okay.
And she's the first one.
No, I think she would be Park Place because that's the most expensive, right?
Right, but if you're okay, if it's shoots and ladders, well, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm go to jail.
Operation.
I'm getting out of jail free card.
It's Candyland and she's
if it's
the witch.
hopscotch, she's in one.
Yes.
And you're
now
in
we gotta
10.
go hopscotch. What is this, 1920?
I'm trying to explain it to people so they get it.
No,
it's a yellow brick road.
Yeah, yellow brick road.
She's at the front.
Yes.
And Heather's at the
front.
end.
And by the end, you've gone through like the
and
puppies and the flying monkeys and all these obstacles.
And they're like,
people are tired.
Girl.
And they want to go to their table and drink.
Yeah. And then you get to me and you go, oh, now I got to talk to Ursula?
No, well, you're the horse of a different color.
Literally, oh my God, the horse of a different color. But yes, there's a lot of stops along the carpet. And like Glenn went to the first, listen, nobody was more upset than I.
When I wrote the opening monologue, I was like, we have to change it. So, because I thought I might get Glenn. So I was like, let's make it where I'm obsessed with Glenn, hoping that I get him. And I had all these questions teed up. And when I tell you, though, you could just feel his presence.
Yeah.
He is a movie star. You could feel him.
Yeah.
I knew he was moving behind me. Yeah. And I kind of turned around. It was like slow motion. I was like, Glenn! I just adore him.
Yeah, I was just full mouth drooling, staring at him.
Maybe you'll get him this weekend.
Maybe I'll get him this weekend.
Maybe you'll get him this weekend.
We're manifesting Glenn.
We're manifesting Glenn.
Speaking of manifesting.
It's in an airplane hangar. So like there's all of that.
With Kyle, my dad. We're going to bring in that energy.
Yes.
Top Gun.
Yes, Top Gun energy.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Into it.
Speaking of manifesting.
Yeah.
What are goals for y'all that you feel comfortable sharing publicly?
Yeah.
To put it out there.
Do you want to start?
It can be superficial.
Yeah, I can totally start. So I actually have, I've wrote down a couple, and I've been telling people. There's 3 things that I'd like to do. I'd like to book a spot on a television show.
We love that.
And that's one of my goals because I started as an actor and then I started doing comedy because no one would hire me, which I love. I love comedy. I love being on stage, but my goal is to be on television. So I'd like to book an acting gig. Or if that doesn't work out, I'd love to be staffed on one of the late night shows. As you know, I love to write the jokes. I tell them on my Instagram. I love topical. I love being pop culture. And so the way that works is every late night show is in New York and they have joke writers and I'm trying to do that. I'm actively working on that. I'm sort of working on one right now, but it's not out there yet. And then, or 3, I would love to do, I'm nowhere near where you are in terms of filming a full hour special, but I am absolutely ready to do a 15-minute, for Don't Tell Comedy or for Comedy Central, where they do a roundup of comedians. I'm ready. I'm going to get it done. Whether or not it comes out this year, I will film one this year.
Great.
And that is what I'm doing. Those are my 3 career goals. And I'm not necessarily, I need to get all 3 or I'll jump off a bridge. One of the 3 and you will see me topless in fucking Mexico on New Year's next year. I will be at Nobu Cabo with helicoptering my dick.
Well, and listen, sometimes when you put it on the vision board, you're planting the seed.
Yeah.
So not everything has to happen at once. You don't have to put that pressure on you, like you already said.
Yeah.
But you're planting that seed and taking the steps.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes. Yeah. So I feel like we had the whole holiday to sit back and think about this, but maybe
I came prepared. You know what I mean? And
No,
I'm always the least prepared, but I've been talking about this because it's been a month of being like, what do I want? What am I doing? What am I putting in place to do this next year? I know everyone gets woo-woo and cheesy and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to start exercising on the first. No, I started exercising the week before Thanksgiving. I was like, we're getting ahead of the game. And I nearly lost my kneecap to that. So then we slowed it back down.
But also you didn't have to come prepared because we were driving from meetings to meetings across town. And I literally
I mean, not prepared for this podcast. I meant for...
But I'm saying you don't have to feel like you came prepared because I lured y'all in here with the hopes of getting ice cream after this.
That's what we were offered, ice cream.
Well, okay, shut the fuck up. Let me start here. I said I would start at ice cream. You always negotiate low.
We weren't given negotiating powers.
And then get to...
Well, this is favored nation, so we didn't accept ice cream.
You know
what I mean? And at the end of the day, I don't want ice cream. It's not part of the plan for 2025.
Okay, well, we're going to Funky's tonight, so get excited for a nice bottle of Barolo and some good pizza.
What a birthday. That's such a treat.
It doesn't have to be, it can be anything. You could say, I want to be a redhead this year. It doesn't have to be like, it can be whatever you want.
I think definitely traveling like to a new country. I think we always have that on the board.
Are there any that you like have on your list that you've like thought about? Like for me, my number one vacation is still safari.
Yeah,
that is still my dream. Like, gotta go on it, but I'm kind of waiting for that with a partner because I feel like you gotta do it with like it's not like a party thing. It's like a relaxing moment thing, and I don't want to be in the tent alone in case the cheetah comes by.
I hear you.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Because then I could push my partner in front of me.
Yeah. There's definitely things that are like I'm saving for like a honeymoon kind of situation, but I do think like going to a Japan situation. Like we always talk about Japan. Like
cherry blossom
season.
I don't know if I can do cherry blossom season.
Tina has too many allergies.
I'm allergic. But I think about I literally think about that and I'm like, can I go even see a cherry blossom?
Well, we can try in DC, which we are performing on the Bamboozle tour because they have cherry blossoms. So we'll do a dry run there.
But here's the thing. Y'all know cherry blossoms, the cherry blossoms smell like shit.
Yeah.
I know, but
it smells like when you'd walk into a YMCA.
That's great because she can't breathe. So she's going to be okay. We're going to suffer.
Yeah, that's true.
We're
going to
smell
anything.
Yeah. To me, cherry blossoms smell like, remember when a kid would barf in elementary school on the carpet and then they bring that weird pink powder that they put all over?
Yes.
That's what you're to dry up
the
barf.
I just had that's disgusting.
That's where
we
my
all
brain
had
goes.
carpets when we were in elementary school.
1000%.
You know?
Maybe that triggered my allergies. But I would say something that I've really been thinking about is leveling up my fashion game. I do think moving into my late 30s.
We're going to start tomorrow?
I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to try. But I will say, I thought my looks were very cute in the last 2 days.
Yes.
You look great.
You look great.
I took them both from Cami Miller. Shout out, Show Me Your Moo from her closet. But I thought we put it together.
You looked great. But this was the best thing. You borrowed, speaking of allergies, you borrowed a jacket from Cami.
That's why
that her cat, little kitty Malibu slept on. So Tina's in this gorgeous dress and a fur coat. And she's like, her nose
full
is
drip.
running.
Yeah.
Full drip. Yeah. That's definitely.
Fashion game's a good one.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You and I, it's very easy for us to schlub it a little bit.
We do. And we are very comfortable looking like lesbian twins or partners on a plane. We have a full tracksuit ready to go.
I mean, I'm basically in a tracksuit, so I'm not going to make fun of the fashion of yours personally, but people I don't know, I will absolutely come for.
I wore a blazer on a flight recently. And
why? That's so uncomfortable.
Well, I had to wear the blazer because I was flying to Florida and I was only like 3 weeks out of my neck surgery. So I wore a turtleneck and a blazer just to feel like I was a little put together.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest with you, I kind of felt like a boss bitch walking through.
I thought that look was very good.
Okay, we'll do more blazers and turtlenecks.
So, remember, like going to the dog show, I was like, oh, this was really cute, put together. It is, 85 degrees in Florida, but we needed to cover the neck.
But I don't dress like a schlub on the plane. I normally dress nice.
I try.
I know. It's different for boys because we don't have hair and the makeup and it's totally different. So I'm not trying to.
It's not even schlubbing on the plane because my great grandfather, my grandfather would come back and his ghost would haunt me if I ever looked really rough on a Delta flight.
Well, you weren't allowed to fly like that in first class.
No, we had to be dressed in Sunday best.
Yeah,
But I just was like, I'm with you on that. I'm trying to really lean in and have some moments.
Yes, and I think that it makes you feel so confident when you look your best. You feel like you can literally walk a red carpet when you are dressed like that.
You know what's working in our favor right now? The year starts with winter, so it's coat season, and we all look great in a coat. So go get yourself
coats and great hats.
Yeah, go get yourself a new coat.
I mean, I'm wearing a deep V cashmere sweater right now, and I've never felt more luxurious.
Yeah, good for you. And it's cozy.
It's so cozy.
And it's cozy.
Shout out to Mumu. So I love that. We want to travel. We want to have some fashion moments.
What about you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, I'm gonna figure that out.
Okay.
I really don't know yet. I mean, obviously, I too want to get one of these shows off the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been a wild couple years developing, meeting, doing all this. I want to be on set somewhere shooting something.
Amen. We just want to be on set.
We just want to be on set. I want to be at craft services, and I want the woman who runs craft services, named Cheryl, to be like, you know, I baked you your favorite banana bread.
Yeah,
I want to have that relationship.
Yeah, you want to have the coconut water.
Did you see Colin Farrell?
I did.
Literally
the coconut water.
The craft services, like Carolina.
I love that Colin Farrell's thanking her for bringing a coconut every 30 minutes, and you just asked for a banana bread.
I did. I asked for banana bread.
Freshly baked.
And that's why he needed prosthetics for the penguin.
Yes, that's why.
He is so attractive.
He really is.
Did you see him on the carpet?
No, I didn't see him.
Colin.
No, but we saw him after. Oh,
yeah.
We saw him after when the full meltdown happened outside, but we don't need to get into that.
We can get into that, but I would have sex with Colin Farrell as a penguin. And I don't know what that says about me.
I know.
Whatever.
It says...
What does it say?
It's the same look as like dad, your dad. I mean, you're the lumbersexual, but it's...
Yeah.
But does he have a beard in that? I haven't really watched
No. It's just... No, he's literally like...
He's like, talks like this.
I've seen the face.
He has like a bad leg, and he's got like a brace on. I mean, he's a monster. He's the penguin. But there's something about him. I'm like, yeah, I could fuck the penguin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's confident. He's definitely a confident penguin.
I like anybody confident.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely think this is I don't know. Do I want to say that publicly? I don't care. I got to figure out when I'm going to be a mother. That's a little bit of a little strain.
Yeah.
So I gotta figure that out. Maybe even plant the seed, not even the seed inside me, but maybe the seed in, you know, a nice woman in Tennessee.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to figure that out.
Do you think that you would be a mother or a smother with the amount of stress you have right now?
Well, I would be a smother regardless because I was raised by a woman who bit me, and I actively try to bite all my friends' kids.
Okay.
I literally go over to him and I go, "That's a little leg. I'm gonna take a little bite." And Mary Beth's always like, "Please don't bite my children." I'm like, "Too late. I already did."
Go get a rabies shot.
Yeah, gotta get a rabies shot. Don't worry, I'm on a steroid pack because I got my neck done. Yeah, I mean, and listen, it's not like I feel pressure to have a kid this year, but I have to actively start figuring it out. But I kept pushing it down the road because, of course, I'm always like, well, this is happening, and I want things to happen in my career.
But that's always going to be that way.
It's always going to be that way.
Figure that out.
No, I definitely feel like that has been on. I mean, since like last year, I feel like freezing the eggs was on it because I'm still single. Shout out to any man that wants to come through.
Any man that has a normal job and
and just acts completely normal.
Yeah.
But you have to think about that. Now I'm 38, and the last time they checked the eggs, there weren't any. So I think there's still not a lot. And then you have to do the shots and like preparing all of that. Like, as you know, and as a lot of our friends know, it takes time to do that. So it is on the vision board. And
we talk about this, Tina, just you and I, but it's really kind of bullshit because men don't have to think about these things.
No,
they will always get a younger, more fertile girlfriend if they need to. And you're in the position like I'm like we're both like, all right, are we going to go to fucking Ireland this year and do more rounds of IVF?
Yeah,
this will be your first foray into it.
Yeah,
it's fucking physically taxing. It's mentally draining. It's financially expensive.
Right.
And it's those things where I'm like, I have to plan out my year. Like, okay, if I'm touring and I'm going to add dates in the fall, then maybe we could go to Ireland in August and we could do, but you also have to hope because we have low fertility that you're going to get enough eggs in this first batch.
Right.
And I know that those are all variables that you can't control.
Yeah.
But we also
hate not being
in the driver's seat.
That's hard.
That's hard. But there's got to be something where you at least like put it on the calendar but also because I've done it, I know going into it how bad it's going to suck.
I think that's something for all three of us can definitely maybe work out of a 6-month out calendar or start. We're going to maybe we'll start with a month out and then we'll gradually get to the 6 month. Because what is Taylor Swift at like a 2-year
plan?
2-year plan.
Which I understand. We're never going to be at a 2-year
But she's operating on a different machine. I mean, we aspire to be on that machine, but you know.
No. But a 1 month out and we'll get some planning done.
I do think if I can, you know, I'm an empath. If I'm going to look into Tina's future, she's going to go over there.
Okay.
She's going to be in her homeland of Ireland.
Yeah.
she's going to be doing the egg freezing, or she's just going to get knocked up at a pub by the hottest fucking Irish guy who ends up being somehow connected to the Guinness fortune, and she's going to get her Irish man that she's always dreamed of. Or even just
a landowner in
Ireland.
Just
a landowner who is Kerrygold butter plenty.
Actually.
Well, the cow farmer, there's Adrian Brody.
There we go.
Comes
back. The movie is written.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
That's also another great movie.
And then Ireland is the stepping stone to a country maybe you haven't been to. You could go over there, free the eggs, and then that goes back to your resolution to get to a country from Dublin.
But a hot Irish guy, your whole family's Irish, you go over there, I could just see it happening. It could be a great movie. It could also be a great real life.
What? My family is trying to, everyone, like all the aunts and uncles, we're all actually trying to go at the end of August.
Then let's put it on the books.
Yes, because a lot of, so my mom goes back. We go back a ton, not since COVID, but we used to go all the time, and I studied abroad there. But some of my aunts and uncles, let's just say, have not flown internationally since the 60s.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
There's not enough bourbon and Xanax that you could give to Tina's Irish family to get them on an Aer Lingus flight.
Oh, catch us on that Aer Lingus.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have had that, but as you're like, it's a time, money, all the factors.
Yeah.
Also, we're already on the edge mentally. So putting the hormones in.
Yeah.
Is a lot.
But you know what? I do think we need to go into it. And this is one thing I want to frame in my brain, like excitement and not
saying it sucks.
Yeah. And I think I'm a very glass half full person, but I just know the effort that has to go into things. And I need to be like, it's a new adventure. It'll be different this time. I just have to, it's
like you said,
blind confidence.
I am entertaining. I am fun. I am these things. Yes, it is an exciting adventure that we get to do.
All right, but let's plug that in. August, I will not be on the road. I have to go to Ireland, but maybe we write the movie in Ireland.
I also feel like in the fall, that's when all the comics go to Europe. Like I feel like the fall in Europe is chic.
Let's do it.
I mean, Europe's just chic in general, and in the words of Zoe Saldana and the French Saldana and the French director who was French and chic, and they won all the awards.
Ray, you had a couple opinions on everybody leaning into to their accents.
Yes, you know what, and do what you want. I don't know how everyone grows up or whatever, but like, you know, I just felt like there was a lot of like, this year was a moment for really like tapping into the culture, which I love. You know, I'm happy for Shogun. I'm a proud Chinese woman.
Yes.
I'm happy for Emilia Perez. I'm also a proud Latina, so I'm happy for all of them. You know, Eva Longoria is my icon. Always and forever. But it's just like, it's funny to me to hear when people really take back on the language.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like me personally, I obviously have pretty good diction, I would say. Better than both of you, perhaps. And I would say it would be really interesting if all of a sudden I started coming up to you and you were like, hey, Ray, what do you want for lunch? And I was like, you know, Heather, I thought about it. I'd really love some tacos. You'd be like, what? And I'd be like, oh, and you know, I do that joke all the time when I go home for Christmas. I'm like, you know, for Christmas every year we do the tamales, the frijoles, the arroz, but like I'm not out there giving my best Ilaria Baldwin.
Yeah.
No. You know? But granted, she's not you know, Latina. And so it was just an interesting experience getting that. Yeah. You know, all of a sudden people are calling Selena Gomez Selena. And I'm like, okay. You know, and she is named after our queen, La Reina Selena Quintanilla.
Bidi, bidi, bam, bam.
Which I'm happy for, but it's just funny to then hear it. And listen, I love Zoe and I would die to work with her. I mean, she probably wouldn't stand next to me because I'm too big, but I think she's stunning and great. It's just funny. It just makes me giggle.
No, it is funny because we've grown up with all these people. And then all of a sudden it's a little bit of a shift.
I'm like, I watched you in Crossroads at Britney Spears. And you know, maybe that's Hollywood keeping her from doing that. So I'm glad she found the role now to be on Emilia Perez, written by a French woman who's chic to have that moment. But, you know, it's just going to be funny when I come out one day. You know, it'd be like if Mario Lopez is on the red carpet being like, oh my God, if Mario Lopez is on the red carpet, not to, you know, competition or whatever, but if he was like, oh, it's Raymond Padilla. Yeah. And I'd be like, and I do. I mean, it's Padilla like tortilla, and I, you know, but people are always like, "Hey, Raymond Padilla is here," and I don't love that.
But in a couple of years, maybe say 10 years, I said white women are going to be back in 5 years. I say 5 years time, we're back on top. Okay, for a little bit
after this next
presidential cycle.
Hiatus,
we're coming. This next presidential cycle, white women are back. Okay, well, you know, and we're fine to step aside now. Yes, but when we're back, we're back. But maybe that's it. Maybe You know, eventually 10 years down the road, after I've had some sort of another procedure, right? And then I have passed away.
Yeah.
And you get to play me.
Yes.
And it's this whole thing, and you're on this big press tour, and you get to win as a white woman. All I ask is that you stand there with your globe in your hand. You're like, I am Raymond Padilla, and this is for my white bitch Heather. Like, just do it in a full fucking accent and lean in. But stand there with your globe and say, this is for white women.
Well, you know what's going to happen? I told you that one of my other things that I would love to do, like vacation, whatever, I want to go to Mexico City for 2 months because I do love to cook, and everyone knows you don't get this big without loving to cook. And I can cook pretty well, I would say. And I want to go and learn the language and do my Eva Longoria and learn how to make all the, homemade tortillas and tamales.
Finding
and I talked
Mexico.
I talked to my godmother about it. And when I come back from that, that's when
you will be
really
so insufferable.
I was in Mexico. I was in Mexico. With mi familia. Okay? And we were with la vacas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was taking a little nadar en el mar con mi hombres. Y vamos a comer mis tortillas frescas.
Ray, you went to LMU. You worked at SoulCycle. Pipe the fuck
And then
down.
I'm going to be like, it'll say in my Wikipedia biography, Ray started school in a Spanish immersion program. So he learned Spanish before he learned English. And that's why he never proofreads a text message and everyone gives him shit about it. And I'll be like, how dare you shame me for learning my family's native tongue first.
There you go.
Amen. Period.
Amen. Period. Get ready for that press tour.
Perfect.
Called She Ran Out of the Gym. That's going to be the name of the movie. Man, we have so many creative projects that we're writing this year.
I know.
Okay, but we got to get back to the end of the night of the car.
Oh yes, so really.
So bring it back to Amelia and everyone having to leave the Golden Globes.
We have a car picking us up. We're going to go to some of the parties, but everybody is leaving the Globes because of everything that's been happening. The security was out of control.
Yeah,
I'm talking 4 or 5 checkpoints for cars, bomb sniffing dogs. I mean, they really were keeping everyone safe.
Great.
Yes. Ray dropped me off that morning. And I walked around the building and then got to a security checkpoint and I got held, even though I had clearance to go.
Yeah.
So it definitely was security was tight.
So everyone's trying to get picked up at the same time. Everybody gets out of the Globes. And when I say there are 700 black SUVs in line getting checked, our driver was sitting in line for 2 hours. 2 hours.
Wow.
So everyone is outside. But when I say everybody is together, just panicking, trying to get in their cars.
It's basically coming out of a football game. But every Uber has to go through a security check.
And everyone's in a gown and everybody is a celeb.
A-list. I am shoulder to shoulder. Eddie Redmayne. Melissa
Fire
McCarthy.
outfit, loved it.
Loved it. Melissa McCarthy. Keira Knightley. Nicolas Cage is behind me. The cast of Nobody Wants Us in front of us. And then Richard Gadd, who's just won the Globe, is sitting on like the side of a planter, just literally trying to post his photo on Instagram.
Yeah, he's trying to get the Getty images out.
He's trying to get the Getty images out.
While holding a globe. Imagine you're holding the globe with your phone. He's probably like this. Maybe had a cigarette. I don't know. He's panicked. And at one point, Tina's like, let me go figure out what's going on. So she goes a little bit further up the road.
Yes, because I've changed out of my dress.
Yes.
So I'm the only one in jeans.
Okay.
Standing with all of these ridiculously famous people. And I was like, get me out of this tent. So I ran down the way towards the back of the line, right?
Of the car line.
The car line, which I thought it was going to be close. It was not. As I'm going back there, we see our girl, Jennifer Coolidge, sitting on the sidewalk.
Holding her nails.
Yeah.
With Naomi Watts. And again, you're friends? What's Naomi Watts' husband's name?
Billy Crudup.
Love him.
Yes,
A talent.
I was like, what is this odd couple doing here? These two pairs. So I'm going back there. I'm getting yelled at by, the crew guys are like, don't stand in the road. There's cars coming. I said, sir, there's not another single car coming.
This is when the New York comes out.
Yeah.
What?
Your New York comes out.
I literally said to him, do you see a car coming? And this woman with a clipboard looks at me and she goes, who's your client? And I go, Heather McMahan with E! News.
They're like, she's not even allowed in the building. She has to stay on the carpet.
Yes. And she goes, oh, I'm waiting for Viola's car. And I was like, okay. Yes.
Oscar winner Viola.
Well, she won the award, the social award.
It's Cecil B. DeMille.
Yes. So she was a big winner that night.
Right. So I was like, okay, we're going to go back to the tent. We're going back to the tent.
Tina comes back over, and I'm literally like, Glenn Powell is behind me. Glenn Powell is behind me. Yeah. Now, there's something that y'all need to know about Tina whenever, and I'm so glad you really held yourself together. But when Tina back in the day would see a celeb that she loved, she'd become so overwhelmed she would just start crying.
Yeah.
And at this point, I turned into young Tina. I'm like, Glenn Powell.
Well, because he's your one.
He's my boy. I love him.
Yeah.
And then Sarah Paulson's there. Leslie Grossman rolls up. Leslie and I are friends through the internet.
Yeah.
So Sarah Paulson's like, how long you been waiting for your car? And I'm like, shut the fuck up, babe. I got Glenn Powell behind me. And they're like, well, we know him. I'm like, do you? Yeah. It was just insane. It was funny because all the Brits found each other. So all
the Brits are together.
They're all going on one side. Yes. Baby Reindeer Cass is like, again, they're lost. No one knows what's happening. And then the C parts because the Wicked cast comes out. Literally. And then all of a sudden, again, it's Cynthia, it's Ariana, it's Michelle Yeoh, Jeff Goldblum, and they all get rushed into a car.
A party bus.
They got
into a party bus. It was like a bubble appeared, literally Glinda's bubble appeared, and they got in and they got swept away. No one else. What was wild to me is all the cars that were parked in front of the exit, nobody was getting in them.
They must have been for other people that weren't coming out or something.
So we finally get in the car. Hour and a half later, right? He finally gets through because that's what was happening. There was only
Did people start smoking cigs while you were waiting?
Smoking. Shoes are off. People are like, somebody order a Johnny Denny's pizza.
So was anyone screaming for snacks? Like
everything.
Yeah.
Mass pandemonium. Publicists running around being like, we promised the car's coming. But they were only letting in like 8 cars at a time.
Yeah,
and the checkpoints were a mile away.
Got it.
Yes.
So then we're driving down. I'm going to the Netflix party, and we just see Tilda Swinton walking down Wilshire, shoes in hand, like doesn't give a fuck. She's like, bitches, I'm rolling in my suit. And then I get out of the car, I get dropped off, and then I'm walking into the Netflix party. She's already ahead of me. I'm like, how the fuck did this bitch just transport 8 blocks before me? And it was just like everybody. It was mass pandemonium.
It's so funny because it really humanizes everybody, right? Yeah. It is still the same.
It's the great equalizer. Anyone waiting for an Uber is a great equalizer.
Totally.
Really is.
And it is leaving Yankee Stadium World Series, leaving a Falcons game. It all
leaving the Charlie XX Brat concert at MSG.
Show. It's never a good setup.
No.
Have you ever found a good Uber pickup? No.
No, I've never
and
had
these
a
are like ordered cars. Like all these cars know who
professional chauffeurs.
Yes, they are chauffeurs.
We had the SWAT teams running the scene. I mean, it was.
Oh my gosh!
It could not have been more organized to be less organized.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I do think, okay, this is a good note for us. Sometimes we try and control so much that we can't control anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So maybe that's also a part of our plan
but
this year.
But maybe we're not controlling the right things.
Oh, okay. So move the control
elsewhere.
To where?
Well, for me personally, it seems discipline. Food, my sleeping habits, like those things. So I like to purchasing, correct. Yeah, those sort of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I understand. I get what you're saying. Like maybe we're focusing on the wrong thing and our energy is being like wilted away by focusing on that. Got it.
Because by the time you get to your car, you've had to fight too long, you know?
Yeah, then you're like, I don't even want to go anymore.
I don't even want to go anymore. And you know what I want to always go? To the after party.
Amen. Period.
Amen.
Yes. Period.
It has been a wild weekend, and we're just getting started. I'm so excited.
Just the beginning.
Yeah.
Tina's running the cruise. Tina, tell everybody what they should get excited about for the cruise.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Come on. The cruise is going to be so much fun.
God,
we have so many great people. Obviously, Heather is headlining the cruise, but Raymond Padilla
will also be there.
Padilla?
It's Raymond Padilla.
But I was doing it as the French director.
Oh, okay, great.
It didn't translate. Got it. Okay. Because I felt like as a white woman, I had to be the French version.
Oh, you had to be the French version.
Yes.
Okay. Parlez-vous français?
We have Adam Ray. We have Joe Dombrowski. So funny.
I was with Steph Tolov last night at the Netflix party. She was like, "We're gonna be on the open seas. We're about to announce Rosebud Baker.
Yes, Becky Robinson. Obviously, Becky's our girl.
Logan's coming.
Logan's
coming.
Wait, you know what could be a cool thing? Like DM me because we've been chatting about this.
Yeah,
we need like another fun DJ. Do you have a DJ rec? Like a cool People are like vibing. You know, I want.
Don't send us Diplo. We can't afford it.
No. Be realistic.
Like
guys.
someone on the come up.
Yeah, someone on the come up that can like bring the fun vibe. Because we have DJs, but I emphasized party. Like we want this boat rocking. During the day, it's a floating Four Seasons is what I'm like promoting it as.
Yes.
Ooh, amen, period.
Get ready for all the little tricks I have up my sleeve for that one. But at night, I want to be on the Lido deck. It was full neon when we were on the boat, Raymond and Emily and I, with like flashing lights, the DJ's playing, and the breeze is in your hair, and you never felt so free. So I want everyone to come, enjoy, and have the best time. But I feel like we need one more DJ.
We love that. So DM suggestions to
and if
Tina
any of
Tompkins.
these DJs are single.
And gay, definitely DM
Yeah,
them.
I feel like the DJ is more Raymond's vibe.
Yeah.
Like the DJ party lifestyle. I'm more the DJ agent's vibe.
Yeah. 100%. But you know what? We've got a lot to look forward to this year.
Yeah.
Cruise is happening. Back on the road.
Yeah.
We're going to Ireland to do some egg freezing. We're booking gigs. We got to write movies.
Yes.
So that way, when we get to the Globes next year, we're already nominated.
We're on the other side of the
sitting
carpet.
at the table.
No, we're going in the party bus. We're not waiting on the curb looking for Jennifer Coolidge's fingernail, although that would be an honor and a pleasure.
Honestly, I mean, you would have kept it. You would have hit it. Be like, I like you would have kept it.
But you know what? She and I are going to be together and we're going to be like, look at us, 5 more years and we're white women. We're back on top. It'll be great. And then Raymond, you'll push us in traffic because you're like, I already won the award. It's my time.
Yeah, I could use it like a blunt instrument.
Yeah, like a blunt instrument. I always like to start this year with threats. I did text you, Ray, at one point, and I was like, Ray, what's the New Year's resolution? You're like, revenge. I was like, hell yeah.
That was given to you to give to me, and I was like, I don't know, but I do like revenge. I do like revenge. It's a mantra. We said we're going to do mantras this year, remember? Last year, my mantra, the last 2 years, it's been discipline, and I haven't followed through. So we're changing it to revenge.
Yeah, put the energy elsewhere.
Yeah.
What was mine last year? Peace?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Wait, I don't remember.
I'll pull it out. It's somewhere.
I can't remember. Yours was I didn't do that.
It was something like it was
I don't know.
Like harmony, peace,
Clearly
acceptance.
we didn't get it.
Yeah, we didn't get it because it was a very stressful year.
It didn't stick.
I don't know if the mantra works.
Acceptance, I got my neck done. What are we fucking talking about? I haven't accepted
rejected.
anything. Rejection. Maybe that's mine this year is I'm rejecting everything else.
Yeah.
Anything you say about me on Reddit, I'm rejecting.
Yeah. You're not accepting that.
I'm not, you know what? I'm not
because we're going to
accepting.
spin things positive. So like anything negative, I don't accept that.
I don't accept that.
Great.
Yeah.
But I will accept
I don't accept that first offer, just like I didn't accept the ice cream to do this podcast, and my time has come. This is my heart
We're
out.
going to Funky's, okay? We're going to see Chef and we're going to see Chuck.
I've never been. I still haven't been.
He's never been.
We got to get the fuck out of here. We got to go eat. All right, listen, I love you both. Thank you for being in my life. I wouldn't want to start the year off with anybody else.
Love you too.
Yes.
And we got a big year ahead of us. Again, get your tickets at heatherontour.com, the Bamboozled Tour. We're about to be out on the road. If you don't see your city, we're going to add a lot more dates in the fall, but I wanted to get this going. And also, book the cruise. It's going to be the best time of your life. We have so many surprises up our sleeves. I cannot wait to be on the open seas with my friends. And you know what? We got another award show to do, so let's go.
Get back to work.
Get back to work, baby. I love you. Thank you guys for always being the best. I'm so excited to start this new year off with y'all. And you know what? We're just living our best fucking life. So I will see you on the next episode. Also, call in with your absolutely nots. I want to hear about your absolutely nots for resolutions. If you don't have any, you can just call, bitch, and complain. I want to hear about the craziness of the holiday. And when I get back to my solo episode, I will walk y'all through what happened to me over the holiday. And I cannot wait to dive in more, just about all the craziness on the next tour. So it's going to be exciting. In the meantime, between time, arrivederci, ciao bella. I'll see you on the next episode. Tiramisu, bitch. Bye.